And we're here. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
We have Cynthia, and I have a surprise guest, Miss Mary herself from 90 Day Fiancé. And I'm glad you guys came back. So I reached out to Cynthia this morning because I wanted to, after watching her on Kiki and Kidbits, she had a lot to say, and I felt that she had a lot more to say that she didn't say. So I wanted to discuss what we all been seeing on TV, the abuse, and what TLC is promoting, what Sharp Entertainment is promoting, and they still keep this woman on the show after everything that we've seen, even with the fight she's had off camera, the friend she's abused. She's been known to associate with a person that unalived someone who was supposed to be helping her with her wedding venue. We know about her daughter, with the conviction, and they're still keeping her on the show, even though these people are not her.
Yeah.
This is what she surrounds herself with. So, to start off, Mary is here. Mary was on the season with Joffrey and all of that, Varia. Cynthia was on with Molly. And to be clear, Cynthia cannot discuss anything dealing with Molly or anything else concerning her friend or Molly's daughter. So please don't put any of those questions in chat. Just want to make that clear. Mary, do you have anything that's off limits for you, since I didn't get a chance to ask you?
Yeah. Honestly, if you have anything as far as Jeffrey's concerned, ask Varia. I mean, that's his partner, like we're friends, but just out of respect for their relationship, ask them.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so Cynthia, you were on with Mary, and you heard the phone call that Angela did when she was leaving all of these messages.
Yeah.
You've seen her behavior over the years. What do you have to say about this whole situation that they're in right now?
Well, I'm just going to say I have never been a fan of Angela. Even back when I was doing Pillow Talk, watching her episodes back before she had the teeth done, she was overweight, she had the cigarettes, in the bridal gown. I never liked her. And mainly because I could see the abuse that was happening to Michael. And I'm not going to sit here and paint Michael as an innocent, because let's face it, he knew what he was doing when he did it. He knew what he was getting. Angela is what you see is what you get. And so I think for what I'll say about Michael and Angela's relationship is that, and what I understand to be true, when you've been in a narcissistic relationship of any kind, they are the type of people that abuse people silently. Now, Angela is she's very out there about it. I mean, she showed her coochie to everybody in the hotels, from throwing down, taking them shoes off, titties over here. She has no problem. Okay.
I showed that this morning. I went, she has no underwear on.
None. We saw the kitty cat. Everybody's seen it. Okay.
Oh my God.
We've seen more of Angela than I think anybody in there wants to see. Okay. I know I don't. And I'm not, and I want people to understand too, that when I talk, I'm not judging people. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, I'm better, so I know, I want people, feel like you, Heidi, did. I want people to start really looking at the show for what it is, not for any other reason, because people have put these, we as fans, okay, we have put these people on pedestals. Okay,
Yes.
we've made them up to be this star. And I try to remind people through my comments a lot of times, because I read it, I look at it. I say, it's obvious to everybody that she is abusive. It's obvious to everybody. Everybody. But TLC and Sharp. And
you have to see it. You can't tell me they don't see it.
I want to chime in just a little bit.
Okay.
And the way that I feel is, you have your version of abuse. Yes. Heidi has her version of abuse, and I have my version of abuse. And evidently Michael has his version of abuse.
Exactly.
So those are that, I hate to say that this is like one of those relative terms, because it shouldn't be, but it really is. You had in relationships or whatever that you've had, I'm sure you've probably heard from your best friend, you're only going to take so much, and everyone has a line, and the straw breaks the camel's back. Yeah. And I think this is kind of one of those situations too. And it is what it is. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean,
he might go back. I mean, he may go back. And that's something I went back. We've all gone back. Anybody that
absolutely.
In a narcissistic abuse relationship, which is what I think that is. These people are everywhere. You find them on TV a lot because their egos are huge. And
that's the other thing. That's exactly. You find it on TV. Why though? And that goes into, you don't understand why TLC or Sharp keeps these people on. We already know the answer.
Yeah.
It sells. It's interesting. It's money. Like money. She just said money. Yeah. That's why. I mean, it's not because they're trying to promote abuse. They're trying to make sure that, they're here.
They are.
I agree. In a sense, they are. Yeah, absolutely.
They definitely
but it's money. It's money in itself.
They didn't used to. Back when this show first started and I became a fan of it. Yes. Okay. The worst thing was when, Muhammad said something about the way Danielle smelled.
Yeah.
Everybody flipped out. They flipped out over that, right?
Yeah.
But you got Big Ed standing in Liz's face, or not Big Ed, but Angela in Liz's face about this car, screaming at her. You've seen her do stuff to people. We've all seen it. I mean, and you're going to keep her on. You're going to keep paying her to abuse people. And that's the difference. It's one thing if it happens once, but this is a constant thing.
Constant. And she gets worse. She gets worse.
Angela, they're all doing it. They're just, because it's narcissistic and it's a different type of abuse. People don't understand. They're like, why didn't he leave? Why doesn't she just go? Well,
do you think
they're under contract with TLC? You can't just walk away. I know that. You can't just walk away.
Yep.
My question, do you think that TLC is they're like, one, you said they're under contract.
Yeah.
And two, it's like, are they getting any repercussions for these actions? Because like you said, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And just for being a parent, if you don't set any type of guidelines or give them reportions, they're going to top it every time and see how far they can push that bar. So I wonder if that's something. I mean, that's a thought.
But that's why I think they're doing it on purpose. They know what they're doing. And it's like you said, for ratings. It's like they say bad press is good press because you're talking about it. Here we are talking about it, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm glad that we're talking about it because I'm trying to wake people up to see that I don't care if it's a little violence. This is real. This isn't a movie. Liz got berated on national television.
Yep, she did.
Humiliated on national television.
But she humiliated Michael when she went over to Nigeria and they filmed it.
Yes.
She did it there. And then she does it every time she goes over. The trash in the car. We've all talked about that over the last few days. The throwing the cake in the face. The grabbing at him across the table. She called him a little fuck boy.
Yeah.
They're showing all of this on TV.
And it's awful. It's awful. And for somebody that has been through that type of abuse, that is very, I don't want to say brushed off, but sometimes people are like, oh, well, you don't have any marks, or.
Well, no, I understand. And you're right. And that goes
know.
back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
Everyone has their levels of whatever. For instance, I stopped using "hey bitch" to my friends because it's negative.
It's negative.
But so many people think that as a hey, how are you? Yeah. But it depends on your level of what you think is abuse in your life. And evidently he doesn't think that, you know? I mean, I'm putting words in his mouth. I'm putting words in his mouth. Like I said, I shouldn't do that. I apologize. But maybe that is it. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
I think
everybody has levels.
He knows he's being abused. I think, and like Mary and Kelly and I were talking about yesterday, I think he thought he would get here and she would finally share that money. Because
that's not going to happen. So we have so PMR is in the chat, and she's been a longtime follower, and she used to be on Reddit way back when, and she's saying her behavior at the tell-all should have had her removed as well. Sharp isn't protecting the other cast members, and they're not. They're allowing her to attack people. Sean has no control over what goes on. And I've said so many times, please let me go host this show so I can slap some people down.
Oh, me too. I asked. I wanted to be Sean so bad. I was like, I'm going to wear my flip-flops because I take one off. Like, just to get them all, simmer down now. But, I'm being funny. But seriously, Sean is in a terrible position. But again, they should have cut it. They should have cut that out. They should have cut it. They should have said, we're not doing this. And that's the problem with our world. Our world is so focused on money, power, and ego. And that's it. We don't care what the effects are. Yeah, just like you're saying, hey, bitch is okay. Yeah, it might be. But at the same time, it might not be for somebody else. And I'm not going to bring necessarily religion into this. But what would Jesus do? I mean, let's be honest, okay? And I'm not, and I don't care who you believe in, but you got to believe in something higher than yourself. And if you do, it's usually good. And we don't want all that. Let's go back to the old days when, bad words weren't put on TV. Remember those days? You weren't allowed.
Yep.
George Michael's "I Want Your Sex" came out. And they would blur sex out and put "I want your ship" or your coat. I mean, they would fill in something, and you knew what they were saying. But we're not protected anymore.
So let me ask you, Cynthia. I mean, because you've been on the newer seasons. If something would have really happened to Michael at Angela's hands, this is, a hypothetical question. Would TLC and Sharp Entertainment have any type of liability for this? Because they were promoting this abuse.
I don't think so, because you're signing away when you sign that contract.
Hold on. So if they record something, they can't, you think that they wouldn't say anything? I don't know. I think that'd be admissible.
I know they knew about stuff that I know about that they should have done something about and did it. That's all.
So she's been abusive, and not just what they're showing on camera, but in other ways too.
Yes.
And they still keep her on the show.
Bully. She's a bully. And she bullies 90 Day just like she bullies everybody else. And who knows, she probably threatened them with Congress and Trump too. I don't know. But they're clearly scared of her, or they're keeping her for a reason. But when I saw that Michael was coming back and he made it to America after everybody heard she was going to be fired and not contracted.
Yes.
And I was so excited. And I was like, thank God they're not bringing Ed back. They're not bringing Angela back. And when
that's not true then.
I knew it. She got it back on that TV.
So she was fired, but somehow or another she's gotten back into the show.
I don't know if she was fired. I just heard that her contract was not going to be renewed. And
That's
I
what
was
I
very
heard.
thankful for that. And then when I saw all this coming out, I was like, oh no, they're going to put her back on. Because for that money, it's all for the money.
So everybody is thinking this was a hoax. Everybody's thinking that Michael's in on it as well, because rumor was she wasn't coming back. They weren't bringing her back, her or Ed.
Yeah.
And now all of this is breaking out. So then people are thinking that Michael is in it. But when you go to the police or you call the police and you say you're in fear for your life,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's what he said. He was in fear for his life, Mary.
He probably was.
Well, hold on a second. But did he specify who? I mean,
From Angela.
From Angela, he said that. And but I
Yes.
thought she was okay. Where was she though? And how? Where? I don't know. Where was she?
So what happened was basically she went live, basically saying she couldn't find Michael for 2 days. Okay, 2 days.
They're married. Yeah, they're married. That's her husband.
Yep, went missing. And she waited till Sunday to come and say, Michael's missing. Please help me find him. I don't know where he's at. All this stuff. Well, when Michael she said that he left her house without his cell phone, his wallet, or his passport in Hazelhurst, Georgia.
Oh.
And I said, there is no way this man walked out of her house in Hazelhurst, Georgia, which is the deep south, not without a cell phone, without his wallet, and he only had $40 in his pocket. He escaped, okay, and he told people she'd been holding him there, and
oh, this is messy.
He forgot to lock the door, and he left, and somehow he had a burner phone. So Kelly, we were all kind of questioning that yesterday, because like he obviously knew this was going to happen, and he made plans. So
this
what
is
I
messy.
It's very messy. But anything with Angela is messy. But I think what happened is they finished apparently filming Happily Ever After and The Tell All. So they're done with everything they filmed for TLC. So I think he saw his opportunity, because as she said in one of her recordings, Michael's never had any money. Michael's never had a bank account. So what does that sound like to you? You've been in a relationship with this man for 8 years. You've been on TLC. You've made tons of money. But Michael's never had no money. Michael's never had a bank account. And I remember a time when Michael was begging her for $400. And I'm sorry, but that's abuse. You know, the way this thing is set up is the person in America is the one that receives the checks. Okay. Because they can't, because they're not a citizen, so they can't pay them. So what ends up happening is the main cast, which is whoever brings that person here, is in charge of the money. They get it. Now, whether they share it with the person that they love or the person that came over, it's a whole nother thing. So I think he came here, was expecting and hoping she was eventually going to give her some of that money when he made it here. She probably told him he wasn't going to get nothing. They fought hard a couple of times. And when he realized, he left.
They're married. So, I mean, that's kind of, I mean, I understand your point, but they're married. So if that kind of trumps, it doesn't matter. He can walk away with half.
But
right?
he just got here. She just had him open up a bank account. Supposedly, she took the debit card.
Mm-hmm.
So he has money.
Regardless, he can walk into any bank and get money.
That's what I said too, but Michael might not know that. So I'm hoping that whoever's helping him, because someone has to be helping him, he can get another passport. He can say it's lost, it's stolen. Hopefully he's making his way to an embassy. Someone can get him, unless he put Angela on that bank account, which would have been a done move. So
she probably did. She probably made him. I guarantee you. I mean, she wants total control, and that's what these type of people want. They want to control everything in your life. And I can promise you, behind closed doors, she's way meaner than she is in public.
Well, it was stated that supposedly, allegedly, that she had him locked in a room for 3 days. Now, I don't know how true that is.
Well,
He's a grown ass man. How could he not kick it down? I don't know about that.
Here's the deal. There was welfare checks called on him, and this was my red flag, because I'm like, who the hell's calling a welfare check?
His family did.
Okay, but they did. They called twice to go out to the home. One of the times, Michael actually talked to the police in Hazelhurst. And after that, and they wanted to do it by himself, not with her. She apparently, when he came back in, she drilled him so hard, and they fought so hard about that I think is what spurred him to try and leave. But he said she would lock him in, take his phone, take his passport, so he couldn't leave. So yeah, he's a grown ass man.
Information.
Where?
Yeah,
For
how?
the police department. Yeah.
This is already documented in police reports.
Yes, he's had 2 welfare checks. His family was calling about him because they couldn't get in touch with him. That's some of the calls and Angela's voicemails we were listening to. Is she was calling people, his friends, and chewing them out and cussing them out for who knows, whatever she, she's always mad about something.
Oh, Mary, I'm gonna have to let you hear this phone call because you don't know about this call.
I don't know. I mean, I just kind of just hopped on to say hi. But hold on, I got a question. I mean,
it's a lot.
If this is, how many times has this been documented? And his family are in Nigeria. Is that what you told me? So they're calling
in Kentucky. They also have family, I think, in either Kentucky or Louisiana. Louisiana. So somebody in Louisiana was trying to get him, and they could not get him. And that's not okay. You don't take a grown man's phone. I'm sorry, that's abuse. You got a man here that first language is not English. Our ways are completely different than it is in Nigeria. Yep. He's down in the deep south where there ain't nothing. My family's from Hazelhurst. Ain't nothing down there hardly. I mean, it's not like he can just go out and walk to the nearest store. So I mean, yeah, in his defense, he's kind of trapped.
Where did they find him?
He hasn't disclosed where he's at. He won't tell anyone.
Okay.
So PMR is asking, why is there radio silence from JY and Angela, and things are up and up? Because it's not. So here's the thing. I said either TLC told her to shut the fuck up, or an attorney told her to shut the fuck up because she's accused the man of being gay. All of a sudden, he's gay. When she's been grabbing at his tellywhacker the whole time she was going over there. Now he doesn't want to have sex with her. He done stole her daughter's diamond ring when she said he left with nothing, then took money from the grandkids. Her stories have just changed so many times.
That's because it's full of lies. When you don't have the truth, I watch enough true crime to know that.
I do true crime, girl. I know true crime.
I'm gonna be one of those people with a true crime t-shirt. I'm dead serious. The one thing you can tell when somebody's lying is their story changes. If they're not lying, they tell the same story.
Yep. So Mary, you haven't heard this call. I'm going to play this call for you. I'm going to put something over it because this is some Kiki and Kid bits, and I don't want to take, but I'm going to play this call so you can hear it. I'm going to share my screen, but let me put this call up here so you can hear it. And I want you to listen really close at what she's saying.
Yes.
Because this is completely nuts. So here we go.
And
you let me know what you think.
Sue me, bitch. Let's see if your criminal law gave you some money. Waiting on it. We got so much shit on you from Paradise Men, baby. Sue me. Sue me. First you need to fix your trailer up. Then you can sue. Listen, you know where Michael TLC because you're all over TLC. We filmed you about you, bitch. So sue them too, bitch. Like, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but I'm going to take this right here, Homestead, and let them see how you just talked to an American that didn't need a visa to get here. So threaten me again.
Damn.
Threaten me again.
Mm-hmm.
Threaten me again. Hold on. I'm going to let you talk to the police right here and tell him, let him just tell you what you just did.
Tell he's like the
You better
police
learn
again.
the law for real.
Again.
These girls, because they're going to tell you what you just did. I'm right now going to sign a warrant how you just
She all about, she dug the crap out of police.
Yeah, boy,
Sorry, that's me.
you mess with the wrong Americans.
I know.
What you've done. Putting your nose
That's
in
riled
the
up.
business.
Oh, God.
Michael is. We'll see you soon. Because I got money. Money talks, bullshit walks, and your bullshit walks, baby. Remember that. Remember that. I'm gonna let the police call you. I'm almost there. Stay right there. Okay?
He's almost there.
You threaten me. See, you just threaten America. You just threaten me and said, here, let's hear. Hold on. I'm looking for Michael to send him home. Marriage squad. Google that, bitch. Michael don't have no money. Michael's never had no money. Michael didn't have money when I met him. Won't you FaceTime me, bitch? You're so easy to find here in America. This ain't Nigeria, babe. We'll see you guys soon. Home security. And you're going back with him for upholding him. Kiss your wife bye, or her daughter that you're probably messing with, because we seen the picture. Yeah, we seen the picture of the girl with the blonde hair. Yeah, we seen it all, bitch. We seen it all.
Damn.
Never cried
Yeah.
across American like me, motherfucker. But you will. You were told to leave my fucking husband alone, but did you? No, you didn't. But guess what? You will now. Keyword.
Okay, so
She's
that's only
threatening.
part
That's
one.
scary.
So that was her. Oh, you take this down. So did you hear her?
Yeah. I did.
So what do you think?
That's okay. So, I mean, I don't really know what all's going on in the background or what she's even talking about for the most part. But I mean, threatening an American, is this person that she's talking to not from America, or that
Well,
she's
no,
going
he's
back
from
and forth?
Nigeria.
It was one of
Okay.
his Michael's friends, and I think it's and I guess he has been with an American lady as well, which is why she's threatening him. So he has to get home. That's what I gathered out of all of that. I don't really know who specifically it is. I don't think we were told. We're not allowed to know. But the bottom line is that she thinks whoever that is has Michael. Maybe the one who came and got him. That's where he went. Who knows? But the viciousness in her
This
voice.
is fear. This is bottom line fear. So, you know, I'll say this. Anger is a secondary emotion. I don't care what anyone says. Anger is always secondary. Yeah. So the fact that she's putting anger as the what everyone sees on TV and how she approaches people in her conversations or her daily life or surrounds herself with whatever anger as that primary emotion, we need to really consider that anger is not what's going on here. And fear is what it sounds like to me, is that what she's hiding. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that what it sounds like to me, she's afraid of what could possibly happen to her husband.
She's afraid of what her husband could possibly say.
Well, that was my next point. Or it could be something like that. We don't know her motivation. We have no idea. But if I'm listening to that and what you guys have said, to me, it sounds like fear. And we don't know what that is.
I think if she's got fear, she should have the fear of the law. Because
it could be that too. We don't know.
That man hostage in that home and he gets out and he tells the police his side of the story, she could very well be in trouble. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. We have no idea why she's putting anger as the primary.
But
we don't know.
Let me tell you what I have a problem with. Here's the problem.
All the time. That's her that's her MO.
She's angry all the time. But here's the issue I have. He went missing Friday, 11 a.m., according to her and her spokespeople. 11 a.m. He's new to the country, 2-3 months, whatever.
Mhm.
He doesn't come home Friday night. He's not home Saturday. You're driving to the police department. You're calling a family friend. And instead of saying, asking for help, trying to find your husband, you're threatening this man, accusing him of wanting his stepdaughter, is what she did. I'm going to let you hear the rest of that too.
That's disgusting.
Then you're telling him, hold on, bitch, I'm almost at the police station. I'm going to sign a warrant for you. And you're going to hear her say, besides Michael taking you down was always I've always wanted to do. Secondly, you're so upset that your husband's missing since Friday. You've got this big ass platform. Not one time do you go live and say, can you help me find my husband? You wait till Monday and you do all this crying bullshit like you miss him so much, but you did all of this shit on Saturday. She wasn't concerned about Michael. Forget your NDA. If your husband is missing,
The person you
don't know
love.
where he's at.
Yeah.
Not one time.
And you know that you kept his cell phone, his passport, and his wallet. So, but she said she had all of those and he's gone. So I'm sorry. I'd be real scared if I truly love somebody, because did somebody come in and take him against his will? I mean, it's possible. I mean, we don't know. He was supposedly watching the grandkid. How old's his grandbaby? Last I heard, they're pretty old. So could they not say what happened?
Yep.
Did Michael just leave? There was a lot of things left out of that whole live that they did, and just this plea for Michael. But you're going to think now you're going to start calling people and accusing them of having him and hiding him. Why should they have to hide him? If you're such a good person and y'all are in love and married, why did the man run away? There's a reason. There's a reason. Women do it all the time. They run out of battered relationships and go to homes in hiding. It feels kind of the same to me. Because if you're in an abusive situation and you're scared, I don't care how old you are. Grown people get taken all the time. Grown people get abused daily. And just like maybe he didn't know what he was going through was abuse. Sometimes people don't. Kelly mentioned that yesterday. We don't abuse for one person is like you said, it's different for somebody else. Lord knows I took it for years with my ex-husband. 10 freaking years. Pushed, pinched, belittled every time. I wasn't even allowed to leave the home.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. If he thought I was going to leave, this is when we had 2 small kids. If he thought I was going to leave, he would get in that car as quick as he could and take off, knowing I had nobody to watch the kids. Go to strip club. Yeah, he was an alcoholic. And he was hateful to me for 10 years. I did, but I've always had stuff like that. So I didn't realize how that was until somebody from the outside came in and said, you put up with that? And I'm like, well, I mean.
Sometimes you don't know any different.
I don't know any different.
Right.
And so I think that's why I'm such an advocate now, is because unfortunately, people that have been through that type of abuse tend to attract it, because they're those type of people that are empaths. We love people. We don't want anyone to hurt. So we'll go bend over backwards. And Michael is very soft-spoken. He's very, gentle that's how I picture him. I don't know him personally, but I don't really see Michael in a mean way at all. I've never seen him yell really at Angela. He's all like, Angie, calm down, calm down. He doesn't really, I don't see him ever threaten her, and those are the people that are terrified, because guess what? If he does buck her, which I'm sure he probably has, you get hit. You get hit.
And she threatened him on national TV to beat your ass.
Yep.
So
I've been hit. I know what it's like. I know. And I know when people don't know that I've been hit, but I kept it a secret. So, you get tired of the secrets. And I think, after 8 years, maybe since Michael got here and he's got some family here, maybe he felt empowered for a minute to say, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore.
So, yep. And I'm going to let Mary listen to the last part of this because she wasn't privy to any of this. So I'm going to let Mary listen to this last part of this so you can hear Angela in all her glory. So let me add this back to the stage. Let me get back over here so you can hear her.
I had to divide
She can get in trouble for this, can't she? This is threats, big time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Here's part two.
Threatening his daughter?
Keyword. Michael said he's depressed. Seriously? That just showed how dumb you are telling me he's there with you, which we already knew that. You ain't seen crazy, baby. I'm a smart bitch. See, crazy gets you in trouble. I'm a smart motherfucker, honey. Don't get scared now because I'm coming for you for the people. Got it? I'm coming for you legally. Got it? You run your mouth to my husband because you know he's slow. You run your mouth a little bit too much, putting your nose in my business. You see? Don't worry, you're going to be famous. You're going to be famous. I'm not searching for Michael, honey. The home study is. You know what that means? And they're going to come get you too because I'm going to prove that you used that poor cancer woman. And if anybody's been treated like a slave, she knew she was older and you didn't love her. She knew that. She was using you. It's called wanting a visa. And he thought he was going to get the visa and haul ass. But unfortunately, I know too many Congress.
Taking 8 years. Kind of slow, I guess.
But you will. Besides Michael, I've been wanting to take you down, honey. Good luck.
She no congressman?
Did you hear that? Besides Michael, I've been wanting to take you down.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she said. Let me take this down.
And that's how she thinks.
Yep, that's what she thinks. It's not fear. It's her nastiness. She's a vile, trashy woman. I've said this from day one.
Yep, from day one. And that person she beat up in that hotel, and if you haven't seen that, Mary, you should go look for it. But because it's everywhere.
I played that earlier too.
Yeah, she was in New York, and they had all been bougie, partying, hugging each other. The lady that got beat up is her friend who does all of her Botox and all of her fillers, and she's quite known in New York for that. And Mary actually knows her; she's down the street from her. And this lady does a lot of the stars' faces. And her and Angie are supposed to be tight, and they were going back to the hotel, but Angela was super drunk apparently. And I guess she said something she didn't like. Next thing you know, they're fighting in the middle of the lobby. Angela's coochie up in the air.
All out. Okay.
All out.
It's on YouTube. I just found it.
Okay, good. One of her titties had come out because she was in one of those low cut V things. And then she's asking at the hotel, trying to go up. She's like, I can't find my key. I don't know what room. Help me get to my room. Just talking to people in the lobby, ordering them to help her get to her.
She was being aggressive to the people in the elevator.
I don't know her. I'm like, first of all, you are not God, okay? You are not a star. You are anything but a star. A star is like somebody that you admire, that you want to be like, that you respect, okay, for the most part. Now, unfortunately, we can't say that as much in general.
So,
but
how does TLC and Sharp Entertainment, how do they come back from this? Because there's going to be a lot of outrage behind this, and people are saying it's a hoax, but we know definitely that Michael was being abused. We've seen it. We've seen it. How do they come back from this?
Because I know those signs. I've seen them. I used to say it back in the day. You know, when you're on Pillow Talk, you're not allowed to really say, you can say a lot of what you want, but if they don't like it, they don't put it in there. And so
she just threw a whole ass cake in this man's face.
Yes, she's
Yeah.
throwing a kid. Yes.
It's awful. That's
She's
abuse
trashed his
people.
car. She disrespected his mother. See,
Yep.
Mary, I don't think you were watching all the episodes.
No,
She disrespected his mother. She disrespected his aunt. She disrespected his culture. She disrespected anyone, his friends, the goofballs. I remember that. She disrespected anyone. She alienated him. He couldn't hang out with his friends. He had to be at her beck and call when she called. It's horrible. And
Horrible.
this is what they keep promoting.
Yes. And they keep bringing her back. And it's the same with Ed. I'm sorry, Ed isn't as violent and as outspoken. He does his abuse secretly. He stirs the pot and then he sits back and watches everything acting all innocent. That's Ed. But I'm going to tell you, Ed is as abusive as she is. Okay. And I'm glad to see he's not back. But who knows? I mean, they could bring him back too if he found somebody.
If he found somebody else, yep. Because Liz is with someone else now.
Exactly. And Liz got a lot of flack for that. And look, was the one that was the bad guy and a lot of stuff. And to be honest, that's what happens. These people play the victim and act like they didn't do anything wrong. And then the person that was actually being abused slowly and didn't know it. And then when they try to stand up for themselves or they flip out and go crazy because they can't take it anymore, and they capture all that, it makes you look nuts. But these people will make you nuts. And that's the thing. Like I've now talked to Liz, and I'm thankful I did because bless her heart,
She looked like she had no self-esteem to me, and she was accepting anything that he was giving to her. And it's sad when the mother didn't want to meet her. I was like, okay, why are you going against? Because you don't know what Ed was telling his mom about her. But when she got that promotion and he wanted to make her, he did everything in the world to discourage her. And it was sad. And then it was like, so you're not going to have time for me. And that's what it was all about him. He wanted her to be solely dependent on him. And she was trying to break away to me then. But PMR, Pet My Rock says, JY and his subs told Angela to straighten her crown and how she never abused Michael. I don't know what show they were watching. I have no idea.
I think that there's a lot of issues in this world right now. And there's a lot of people that ain't seeing the truth. And we got to keep preaching it, because if you didn't see it, and now did you not see it, or are you covering for your queen? Let's be real here.
Yep. So Usman did say, in case you guys didn't watch Usman, he did an IG live, which he was laying in the bed. I was cracking my ass out. He said that Michael was held hostage, and he did say it. He said that Angela got him over here and mistreated him. And if you want to bring someone here, you need to learn to be nicer. He said Michael was held hostage, and that's exactly what he said. And then Angela didn't like the relationship that Michael had with Usman at all.
Of course not.
Because they talked, and she kept saying that Usman was a bad influence on Michael. She cursed Usman out on a tell-all because he was talking to Michael behind the scenes.
Yeah, but what do narcissists do? What is their MO? They isolate you.
Yep.
They talk bad about you behind your back to all your friends and your parents. Turn people that you love, that you trusted in, they isolate you. And then when people are pulling away and you have no friends and you don't know why, and you're like, then you get depressed. Then your self-worth plummets, because not only do they do that, then they say, well, you were kind of mean, maybe it's the way you talk to people, or maybe you shouldn't have gotten so drunk, or maybe you shouldn't have said that. And then they embarrass you, humiliate you, so that you don't want to talk, you don't want to say anything, because you don't know what to do, because you're already don't want to be accused and look even worse than you feel like you already do. Yep. And that is why they're so dangerous, because she didn't want Michael to be friends with Usman, because Usman was telling him the truth.
Yep.
He was trying to build him up and help him. Find
So
his confidence.
it's funny you said abuse because depression, because the guy, she goes, how dare you say that Michael is depressed? That guy told her that. So we only hear her side of the conversation, not his. But she said, how dare you tell me Michael is depressed? Then she said he's slow. So
now you're calling him stupid, but you want to brag about your 157 IQ. I can't.
Mary, you're being so quiet. What?
I was watching the YouTube videos that you had told me to watch, so I was just like going through all the stuff so I can kind of catch up a little bit.
It's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot on here. But I honestly hate Googling this stuff because it's like it's so infinite. I mean, it's so infinite.
But it shouldn't be. We shouldn't have and support people and call them queen and fangirl over them when they're doing this type of behavior. And that's my point. Why do you follow these people? If you don't like them, don't follow them. Don't make mean comments. Unfollow them, because guess what? That's what they care about, is their followers.
Yep. I have never, and let me tell you, I have never liked her. It took me, and I was like, yeah, I don't like her, because when she disrespected him on that show, I was like, if that was a man that did that to a woman, let alone a black man doing this to a white woman, it would have been total outrage. So I'm just, they have to do something, because now you see it's already been in her real life. You already see she's troubled. Now we have this. We've got the police involvement. We have this man who's probably seeking asylum. And God, I hope he doesn't go back to her for no reason. They had somebody that had started a GoFundMe for his legal fees, which that's been taken down. Where do they go from here with Angela? They need to cut ties, because she's a reality hoe to me. That's what she is. She's a reality hoe.
She needs to go. She is the epitome of abuse and hatefulness. And that is where our world is right now, where all we see on TV is violence and people hurting each other. And I'm sorry, 90 Day was a great show when it started. It was feel good. I got so hooked on it. That's why I signed my business partner up, because I loved it that much. And I was, during the time with Lauren and Alexi and David and Annie and and I was as horrified as everybody else when Muhammad wouldn't kiss her at the wedding and said her tootie smelled. That bothered me. It bothered me bad.
Now, did you know that she had been on Maury like 3 times, and then this other lady's Trisha with Scotty, the convicted, that person?
We couldn't even have put her on TV, period. If you knew all of this in her history, what the hell are you doing background checks?
Well, Scotty went to jail when she was on the show. So Scotty went to jail while she was filming, and they still brought her back.
Yeah.
Then when Scotty was released because of C19 and her kidney issues got worse, she was released in Angela's care. They were still filming at the house with the convicted person there.
Yeah. And it's gross. It's just, I think that, I'm so glad, Heidi, that you're coming out and you asked me to do this, because, yesterday, I'll be honest, I was a little fearful of doing that with Mary, and I love Mary and I love Kelly, and, but it is scary, because you don't, especially for me, because I don't want to talk about certain things, but so you have to figure out, how can I get this message out there without, saying too much. But I think I have felt so strongly, and if you follow me on Instagram,
I do,
because I'm always posting things about narcissistic abuse, about, being kind, because we need more of that. And people are craving it. They are so sick of Angela. They're so sick of Ed. They're so sick of Natalie. The people that are coming in here, and they're not scamming them. They're scamming Americans.
Yep. Oh, I'm an American. I'm an American, damn it.
Not me. But a lot of people who don't know the ins and outs and aren't behind the scenes like me or Mary. You know what I'm saying? We know what's going on. We know that everything that is put out there on TV is bits and pieces. It is not who you are.
Yep.
So,
but we see Angela, this is who she is. And it's work.
It is
Mary, you're getting a compliment too. Maria said Mary looks great. Mary looks great. I was telling her she's glowing. Well, she's not a newlywed anymore. Look, she's not. Well, I guess she's still newlywed, but Mary looks great. She's glowing. She looks really, really well.
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
Before we went out here, I said, I'm a mess, but I'm blessed. Because I jumped on here with Heidi at the last minute. I worked out this morning. It's raining.
You look good. You look good. Be yourself.
I appreciate it, but I literally just I finished my Pilates workout and I threw my hair up and I was like, "Let's go,
let's go." Because normally, I had Mary up a couple of times with me when we were doing Married at First Sight, and we had so much fun. Mary goes, "Now I see how it feels to be on the other side." I
mean, it's nice because at least you can say what you need to say. I mean, I couldn't say anything under contract. I mean, you have to be careful.
You can't say
Back
anything.
in the day, we weren't even allowed to tell if you were married or anything. And now all of a sudden it's free reign. I'm wondering about that too.
So
how is that working?
Well, I actually I saw a comment in here. I just flipped over. I was on private chat. Now I'm on comments and I can see the comments. I saw someone say something like, is TLC in on it?
See, I don't think so. You think they are?
No, they are.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you, and I may get ridiculed, and I really don't care. I think TLC has private numbers. TLC still follows I know that there's a few that still follow me for whatever reason. I have no idea. I think that they do. I think they are involved to a degree. And it's what they can and cannot allow. I think their legal team is really involved more than you think. I really do.
Yeah, but here's the deal. I mean, when I did Double Divas back in the day, that was on 2010 through 2012, and that was on Lifetime Network. You know, I do know about the legal. I understand all that, but I will say this: they do know. They know what they're doing. They push it to the edge. Okay, so with their legal team, they're going in there saying, "Hey, how far can we go with it before we get in trouble? What's going to be the hair that broke the back?" You know what I'm saying? And that's not okay with me. If you're going to go and you're going to push it, the envelope to that very edge of where you're going to get in trouble, you know you're doing wrong. You know you're doing wrong.
Yeah, but if you sign a contract and they throw anything in that NDA, I mean, all they have to do is add a line in that NDA that you signed with your own pen and your own ink. I mean, at that point, what do? You can't. I mean, it's free reign at that point. You put your name to the signature to the paper, it's done.
Yeah. But what if you say, okay, I'm not going to do this. This is pushing it too far. Let's say you're a cast and they come to you and you say, they say, hey, I want you to start this with this. And if it gets a little physical, it's okay. And if you say no, then what do?
You can't, I mean, they can't physically make you do it, I wouldn't think, but they may cut that out. Or I will say that there were a lot of retakes in some of the things that I were in. There were a lot of retakes, and then they were asking a question, like in interviews, they would ask the same question 15 different ways.
So you answer it the way they want you to. Because everybody says, oh, are you scripted? We weren't, but now we are. And that's the difference. Like somebody said right here, grass toucher. Okay. It says if they shut down every abusive person on their show, they would run out of content. So they let stuff slide. Okay, grass toucher, let me ask you. There wasn't any abuse back when it first came on, when everybody fell in love with 90 Day. I didn't see a lot of abuse. I saw a lot of course, you know, arguments, people bickering. That's normal. We're talking about straight abuse. We're talking about getting in somebody's face, another cast member, threatening them, yelling and screaming at them and humiliating them. That's different. That's on a whole nother level.
They do that on Bravo too with the Real Housewives. I know that's kind of off topic.
I don't like
but
that either.
Yeah.
I don't like
they from what I've seen with a lot of these reality shows, I mean, my goodness, even with the Kardashian one, all I see across the reality portion is abuse. And you're right.
You know why they're doing it? Because it's easy to do. It's easy to do. Because think about it. You got an everyday person like me that's never been on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I get picked to be on 90 Day Fiancé. I'm so excited right now, right? I'm about to be on TV. I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do, and I'm going to go along with it for the most part, because number one, I want to keep that money coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Now
everybody has a price
of the fame. I've gotten a taste of the following. I've gotten a taste of people hitting me up, wanting me to sell this and giving me money to do that. And so all of a sudden it goes to your head. And then you think you're a star. Okay. And then you want to, give to your fans and do all this stuff. And I'm not saying everybody, because Veronica is a lovely person. There's a lot of people on 90 Day that it didn't go to their heads. They didn't actually.
I love Veronica. I like Kelly. I like Kelly from when I first saw him, but then I stopped watching. But when I saw Kelly on The Last Resort, when I saw this man brought to tears, I said that, they were making it seem that he was a certain type of way. I've read all this shit they were saying about Kelly. He never came across to me as that type of person.
He's an amazing guy.
Yep, never have.
Good guy.
So when I listened to him on Kiki and Kid Bitch yesterday, and he was saying how when the cameras come on, that's when the actress, but he also said this is who Angela is.
It is. You can only hide so much, and she's done hiding because you know why? She's gotten away with it. She's
gotten away with it, and they're not doing anything.
She shouldn't have to hide.
That go back to what we said earlier with the repercussions. Yeah.
That's my
There
point.
is none for her. There is none. And they need the other guy just got arrested for domestic violence. If somebody comes to
Muhammad.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
we saw that coming. I saw that coming.
But you see how quick, and they cut him. They fired him.
Fired him. Yep.
So why is she still there?
And a couple of your people have said in here too that, drama for ratings and this abuse are two different things. Tina, thank you for saying that. No morale compass. None. Yep. And that is what we're talking about. I'm not talking about fighting. Come on, everybody likes to see a good, fight drama match. I mean, you got to have a little bit of that. Yep. We're talking about nastiness. We're talking about that straight up abuse. Like when Angela was on the tell-all and threatened what was her name? And
was it Avery's mother?
Avery's mother.
Yep.
Like,
wow.
That was
yes, she did. On the tell-all.
Yes.
Then she threatened.
Do this.
She threatened this other young girl not too long ago. She gets all in their face. And, it's like, I can only imagine how her breath smells. I'm sorry.
You saw my face.
Oh, it's bad?
Come on, Heidi. You're smoking a pack of 2 a day. I don't care who you are. My breath was not fresh. It was not fresh. I don't tell on nobody that I won't tell on myself. I got issues too. I was a chain smoker back in the day. I lived my diet was the wine cigarette diet. I was on 2 bottles of Pinot Grigio and a pack of cigarettes a day. I'm not lying.
Oh my God.
But while you were abusive?
Huh?
I'm sorry.
While you were being abused?
Oh yeah. My ex-husband was a horrible, horrible alcoholic. And I spent many years not drinking because I thought if I don't drink, he won't drink because I'm not giving him an excuse to drink. Right? Wrong.
Okay. Right.
So that's when I ended up getting out was when I had my second child, Randy, and she was 2 at the time. And I'll never forget, I was waiting for the time, literally every day. Is it 2:00 yet? Can I pour a glass of wine? Like, I'm not even lying. I'll tell it because it's part of my journey. But I got to the point that if I can't beat him, I'm joining him. And there was a major incident that got me out of there. But the main reason I left, or really realized that things were bad for me, because I didn't have any friends. I didn't, nothing. And my daughter came around the corner. She was walking. She was probably 2.5, 3 years old. And she looked at me and she said, "Mommy, why are you crying all the time?"
Oh.
And to this day, I can still see her, and it kills me because I realized then
My eyes are watering.
that I needed to get out. And that was God. That was God telling me, in a child. And I'm like, if she can see this in me, there's a real problem here. And I realized then that I needed to change. But unfortunately, it got worse. And he blacked out one night. And he had been out at strip clubs all night. And I was up calling, looking for him all night. Back then, we didn't have social media, didn't have any of that.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to find him at 3:00 in the morning. Finally went back to bed. He comes home, turns the light on, drunk as he can be, grabs my leg, yanks me out of the bed onto the floor. Of course, didn't know what the heck was happening. I started screaming at him, mad as hell. He's never laid a hand on me other than pinching and stuff like that before. Yeah. So I didn't, I wasn't scared to yell at him. But then when I realized it wasn't him, like that, he'd been drinking all night. He didn't know what he was doing. I ran into the closet, and he told me he was going to kill me. Well, he was going to beat me up first, make me hurt, and then he was going to kill me. And I knew there was a gun in the top of our closet. It was the middle of January. I was freezing. He kicked me about 10 times as hard as he could in the closet, grabbed my hair, pulled it. I ended up I got on the phone because I was going to call my mom. I didn't know what to do. He said, "Are you calling the police? If you're calling the police, I'm going to kill you now. Tell them to send an ambulance. You need an ambulance." I was so terrified. My kids were in the house. Okay?
I was about to ask you, were the kids there?
Kids were there. They were in their bed sleeping. I thought, I got to get out of here because I knew it wouldn't hurt the kids. I really did know that. His anger was with me. And so as soon as I saw my opportunity, he left. I don't know if he went to go get his cigarettes. I don't know. I threw my Uggs on. I ran out through the garage. I ran 5 houses up in the middle of winter in nothing but Uggs and a t-shirt. And my parents came and drove up. They told me to go get in the truck. I sat in the truck, and about the time they drove up, he come out the front, saw me in the truck, and came out and was hitting the glass on the passenger side. And I was screaming, "My mom's here." And when he saw that, he went back inside and then put his cigarette out in the carpet, shot 2 holes in the ceiling of our house. And when my parents got there, he wasn't in his right mind, obviously. And the next day they made him go downstairs. Thank God he went downstairs and so, slept it off. But next day, he didn't remember any of it.
Did you ever file a police report or anything?
No, ma'am. You know why? Because I was used to it. I was used to the abuse. And I thought in my head, he blacked out. He was drunk. He didn't know. I didn't think about it like that, And so I ended up leaving him about 2 weeks after that. With nothing. He didn't leave. I took my kids and went and stayed with my mom. They slept in their bedroom. I mean, I've been through some shit in my life. So
let me ask you, Cynthia. Let me just ask you, if you were on, let's just say you were on TLC at this time, you were on 90 Day Fiancé. Let's just say this was going on in your real life. Do you think they would put that up there on screen for more views and ratings? Do you think they would have aired that?
If they had the opportunity, I think they would have. I don't
That's
know if they would
extremely
have.
predatory.
I don't know about the closet scene. I don't think they would have done that. But they would have probably the scene with my parents where he's pacing, he's putting a cigarette out in the carpet, he's talking nonsense, accusing me of being a whore. Yeah, I think that I think they would have shown that. Yeah.
That's in my opinion, that's very predatory.
It is. It's awful.
But that's what they're doing to Michael and a lot of other people. That's what Ed was doing, even though it was emotional manipulation. You can see it. The same thing he tried to do with Rose. And I was so happy that Rose had the sense to get the hell away from him. And then he gets someone else that's vulnerable, that has low self-esteem, that he feels that he needs. And that's what he was doing. It was predatory behavior on his part and predatory behavior on TLC's part. Yes, ma'am.
I agree. I totally agree. My daughter-in-law, Cree's in the chat. She said, oh my God. And
Hi.
yeah, I'm assuming that's her. I don't know many Crees, but yeah, she doesn't even know that story. And a lot of it, you know, obviously I don't talk. I mean, I've been talking more publicly about stuff because I think that there's so much of this silent abuse that's going on that people don't see. Just because Liz and Ed stand together and they're next to each other and she's hugging on him doesn't mean that behind closed doors, he isn't degrading her, making her feel terrible about herself. I only think about that one scene when Liz ran out of the party they had for their engagement party.
Yep, and he accused her of being with a woman.
And she was running and screaming and crying and threw the ring in the thing because we pillow talked that. And I remember then being like feeling so bad for Liz because I'm thinking to myself, when they get home, which they did, they went in together. I'm thinking when those cameras leave, when she sobers up enough for it to matter, Ed's going to be in her ear telling her how embarrassed he is.
And he did.
Humiliated him and how she, you know, her alcohol is a problem.
Yeah,
you know,
he did that.
A problem because he made her like that.
Yep. He did do that.
Choices, but when you can't beat them, sometimes you join them because you don't have anything else. You're looking for a crutch of some sort, and I mean, and it breaks my heart because I turned to that.
I did too. I mean, I was
beat up.
Yeah, I get it.
Yep. See,
we
I'm
did
an
it.
alcoholic. But
Yeah,
I
did the same thing. I drank, like you said, you can't beat them, you join them, and you drink too. Yep.
You drink too.
Yeah, because Mary came up before and she told us her story. That was like a year or so ago, maybe 2. But and I'm listening to you talk, and I'm remembering what Mary told me about her relationship. And it's just like I was listening to you, and I'm like, oh my God, they have so much in common. And you guys do. And I never even thought about it until
Mary. But I
never
reached out to you because I remember what you went through, and I thought to myself, damn, there it is. There it is again. You know,
Cynthia, I tell you, I remember going through those days. Oh, yeah.
He's a narcopath. Let's get it straight. Okay. He's a narcopath. That is a narcissist with a touch of psychotic. Okay. He's psychotic.
Are we talking about Ed now? Or are we talking about somebody else?
No, I'm talking
about God. Oh, God.
No, narcopaths are on a whole nother level. I would consider Angela one, honestly.
I'll say this. I said that I wasn't going to say anything about Jeffrey, and but I will say this. I don't even know if I want to now. Somebody asked me about him, and I don't know if I want to talk on it. But let's just not. Let's just not.
Because it's fearful. We fear. You still like. I don't want the wrath of Angela against me, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit back and pretend everything's okay when it's not.
What is she going to do? She's going to get on. She's going to get, which I'm sure TLC to shut her ass down. You are fucking. What is she going to do? Because she's there. all that mouth. She's going to do it to someone that she knows is not going to fight back or bite, but she's going to run up on the wrong person, and they're going to lay her ass completely out. And then it's going to be, oh, you didn't have to do that, but you're asking for it because you're always up in somebody's face. Always up in somebody's face.
But it's intimidation. It's her protocol.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way, because most people don't like confrontation. And people that are actually good people like Mary, me, you, Heidi, we don't get in people's faces like that.
No, I don't, but I will.
Years dream of getting in somebody's face and screaming.
I don't get in their faces, but I will allow them one hit. Okay. And I will allow you to swing first. I really will. But because I don't do the back and forth. I'm not going to sit there and go back and forth with you. I'm not going to have you keep going. You're going to call me one bitch, and that's all you're going to get. And then, I don't, but I'm serious. And that's the way I've always been. I try to be really even keeled. I try to be fair across the board, but you're only going to talk to me in a certain way so many times, and then that's it.
I'm with you on there. Like, I mean, we all know that I have, I've been arrested. We've all seen it. Everybody's posted it or whatever.
Yep.
But let me explain something. If you read why all of these happened, it's not the first time. It wasn't the second time. It wasn't even the third damn time. So when you see these things and you see why I was arrested, how about you actually read the police report? And that's only half of what happened.
Yeah. Okay? Mary explained what happened before. She explained why she got arrested, because I was shocked. But I said, wait a minute, how the hell did she get arrested? But she explained it when she was on here. And before she even came on here, she and I discussed it. And I was like, oh my God. She goes, I know they're going to be asking. So, and they did. And she just gave them the full story on what happened. And it wasn't the first time, wasn't the second time. So this time she's going to fight back. And that's what she did. Yeah. She fought back.
And like you said, the narcissism, you have to, but the narcissism gets so bad. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe you hit me. Where the hell were you when you threw me through the wall?
Yeah.
Where were you kicked me so hard, I was black and blue down my side.
Oh.
Exactly. Like Heidi's, I'm only going to take so much. That's just the way that it is. Yeah. I'm only going to take so much until I'm done. And that's where it comes in. So as far as like Michael goes, like you guys were saying, maybe this was my camel,
this was my episode,
But I do want to disclose that statement that I just said with abuse. I don't know their situation. I do not know their relationship, and I do not know what is going on. So anything that I say is all alleged.
It's your opinion.
We ain't in there. Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing I'm going to say about abuse, because we got a lot of people in your chat, the comments, and I'm reading them. Just know we're all reading them. I think with abuse, and this is because one of the ladies, like, I use marijuana to deal. And here's the deal. This is what I'm just trying to get out there so hard, is that don't wait. If you have to drink, smoke, take drugs, do something to deal with the person that you either love, your friend, a family member, there's a problem. There is abuse there, okay? And you can get out. It is not easy. I'm not lying. I mean, I'm in a, I'm selling my home. I have been through so much, but I'm going to tell you, through my life, I will never, ever tolerate abuse again. I have isolated myself now for over a year, really. And I really kind of looked into my life, and like, just being on TV shows, everything. Like, I want to love myself.
Cynthia, I want to ask you something. Yeah. How many friends have you lost when you started really evaluating your life, and you really started, like, after the abuse? How many relationships and friends did you lose? Family members did you lose? Because you realized, I don't like the way that they talk to me, after you realized the amount of abuse you went through and started to purge. Because I tell you, I have 0 friends from my old life. 0.
Well, and I mean, I've had many. many narcs in my life. So my first husband, when I got out, I had nobody but my mom. And so I can't say I haven't. I have now. I've started building healthy relationships because I know what a healthy relationship is, because I took the time to educate myself on what narcissistic abuse is, because I didn't want that to happen again.
Of course.
And now there's a lot of people that I try to help through my story, because I have people that come in on my inbox and say, wow, I love that post about narcissists. That really sounds like me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, baby, you got to get out. I have a couple that have gotten out, and, I'm not going to say it's easy. You're going to lose everything. You're going to lose something. When you leave a narcissistic relationship, you lose. You are the loser.
You're going to lose yourself. You're going to lose your family,
but you gain so much on the far end. In the long run, you gain so much more.
So much.
So much
peace
more.
I have in my life now, the peace. I didn't know, Mary. I know you know. I didn't know what peace was.
My face is clear for the first time in years.
I told you were glowing. You're glowing.
I knew that too, and I didn't know. I haven't had Botox. I ain't done nothing, and I look better than I've ever looked.
See my point? You have no idea the amount that you weigh on your face, and like the sulking and those frown lines and all the stuff that you just wake up. And I remember waking up angry or sad or worried.
Or didn't even want to wake up. I heard somebody say they didn't even want to wake up, because they knew what was going to happen. I've had women come in my chat, like when I was covering, I know, Mary, you don't have to say, I was covering the Jeffrey's trial. There was a woman that came in my chat. Her husband had stomped out her teeth with cowboy boots.
Jesus.
Live in Canada.
That person needs to be in jail.
There was some people in the chat that was giving information where she go to get help and how to get her teeth. He was living in fear because he kept finding her.
Yeah.
So, when that trial was going on, there was so many people that were coming out the woodwork in the chat. And no, they're not. I'm sorry, your crack elf is not blocked. Hold on, let me go look. There were so many people coming out the woodworks and speaking on the abuse that they had been through. And all I can say is, damn. And that brought all of that out. And I don't know if you know this or not, but JY and I had it out over that too. He was promoting, I was like, do you not see what happened? So he and I had it out on that too. We had a big difference of opinion. I never liked Angela, point blank, period. Never did, never will.
No.
So all the people that he was promoting and friends, no, I don't get involved with that. I'll send Mary a message sometimes. Hey, how you doing? And she'll go, I'm good, been going through this. How are you doing? I don't have to sit there and go, because if Mary did something, I don't want to say, oh my God, that's, she and I are really close. And I don't want to speak against her. You know what I mean? I want to be able to be straightforward and honest with what I see and not go, oh, I shouldn't say that because that's my friend.
But isn't that our problem? Is everybody scared to say what they think? Isn't that the problem? We're scared. Our society is making it so we can't say. We have to think about everything we say, and which is a real problem for me. I'm going to say it's probably a good thing I've isolated folks, because I'm very, what you see is what you get. I always say exactly what I think. I'm an Aries. I'm blunt. I've, been through hell in my life, and I've overcome a lot of stuff. And, when you do that, it's hard, and abuse is hard, but you know what it does? It makes you resilient.
Absolutely.
Makes you so resilient. I'm the strongest I've ever been, because you know what? At the end of the day, I know my husband loves me. He's been with me for 10 years. That's a whole nother program. We ain't getting into that, folks. We're not. But I know he loves me. And I just so y'all know, I was engaged to his older brother, who was also a horrible narcissist. So they've been in my life my whole life. And, so it took me a long time to learn. I've had to go through it over and over again. But at 50, I'm about to be 53, I can honestly say this is the best I've ever felt. This is the happiest I've ever been. And the people that I have in my life right now are good people. They treat me with respect. They love me. They let me be me. I don't even drink anymore. But if I do have a couple of glasses of wine, which sometimes I want to,
yep.
It's been a rough week. I really prefer Delta 8. That's my new thing. I love it. I take a little corner. It's very good for me. It calms my nerves. And it's legal. Okay. But putting that out there, but it's basically CBD. But anyway, I would rather do that than Xanax or something else to bring my system down. I'm also working out. I'm learning how to love myself. And really, we have to. That is at the core of every problem, including Angela's. Okay. She doesn't love herself. These
That was going to be
people
my
don't love themselves. Okay, they don't. They actually hate themselves. But their way of dealing with it is to act like they love themselves, which is why they're like, "Oh, I'm a queen. Queens do this. I'm putting myself up here." You shouldn't have to tell somebody you're a queen.
Yeah.
They should
No, just wear your damn crown. And I just need to say this. Your cracked elf was trying to get into my chat. Let me just say, I had the word crack blocked because a friend of mine died with a overdose, and people were coming in saying all kind of crazy things. So I unblocked that word. So the person wasn't blocked. It was just the word. So try and see, can you get in now? It was just the word.
There's a lot of good comments in here. My God.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've been on here talking for an hour and 22 minutes, and I feel like we could do 2 more hours. But
I'm telling you,
when my lunch break, this is a live I didn't know I needed.
I'm telling you, when you have
I needed it either.
Yeah, there she goes. Yes, I see you. So your crack elf, let me just say, it wasn't you that was blocked. I had the word crack blocked, not you. So I removed the block from the word crack and welcome in. So yeah, because people were coming in after my friend passed and was saying all kinds of stuff. So I blocked a lot of words dealing with drugs, you know what I mean? So, but again,
I want to
have good people on panel. It's a good conversation. It's a good topic. People tend to be here. They tend to listen. And I'm reading the chat. There are so many people I'm seeing in the chat that has been through an abusive relationship that that can relate to what you guys are talking about.
I know. And we need to talk about it more. And that's the thing. Absolutely. Because people are hungry for knowledge. I'm telling you, I'd never even heard the word narcissist until about 5 years ago now. I didn't even know what one was.
Yeah.
I thought it was only like a significant partner, a male. Why I would think that, but I was thinking it's a male. It's your husband. That's the only person to be a narcissist. I mean, this is how naive I was. I didn't know. And, now the term is thrown around so much that people are like, yeah, everybody's a narcissist. Not everybody. We all have a tendency. Yes, we all can be one. But the ones that are truly abusive, the ones that tear you down, break you to your lowest core and leave you with nothing, are the ones that are very dangerous. We all need a little bit of narcissism in order to be out there, because you got to have that, but there's a difference. There is a
difference. And, you were saying earlier about Angela not loving herself. I mean, she went through a huge transformation. I mean, we have to think she was trying her best. She's lost a lot of weight. She's trying to improve her physical appearance. And from what I can tell with some people that tend to do that, they tend to do the outside work and not the inside work. And then that to cover up what they're actually feeling and what's going on deep inside. And that brings me back to with her anger being like that front and center, you know, that there's fear and judgment and all of those things she is experiencing online that's kind of filtering into her real life. And a lot of it is fueled by her real life too. And it gets so muddy and so messy and so hurtful within your real life. I'm sure you understand too, being on TV, like you get it. And people judge you for the littlest of things.
Absolutely.
And she's ridiculed constantly. But if she did the inside work, I feel like this could turn around for her exponentially, for her life, her marriage, everything. But she has to do the work. You have to do the inside work.
But the problem is, Mary, a lot of these people, such as Angela, who are such severe narcissists, they don't know they need it. They don't think there's.
I think. You're right. However, I don't think that that's Angela, and I don't at all, because she's showing signs, in my opinion, from what I've seen on here and the way that she's acting. She does know, because her actions, her anger, the way that she responds to these people, she does know. She just doesn't. She doesn't want to. This is my opinion.
She don't want to do the work. She don't want to.
She doesn't want to do the work.
Yeah.
Right now. Maybe she's not ready to do the work. Hell, we all have our own journeys. And maybe this would be one of those, oh, here's that light bulb moment. Maybe since I'm fixing the outside, let's do that inside work now.
But how many more people will she hurt before she realizes that? And that's the thing. These people leave a trail of victims.
I do. Absolutely.
And that's what's so horrible. And like, you know, your crack elf said, she did a TikTok today laughing about the domestic violence accusations. Why are you laughing about it, Angela? It's not funny.
She doesn't think she doesn't think she's been abusive.
She doesn't think she's done anything wrong. She doesn't see her actions as wrong. She sees it as everybody else, and that's what every narcissist thinks. My ex is still living on disability, drug addict, doing nothing. And I'm sorry. The potential that was there was amazing.
Sure.
But to this day, he blames me for everything. I can't, you know what I'm saying? So at 52 years old, when are you going to stop blaming me? When are you going to say, hey, let me look at my life like I've had to do? I've had to make a lot of changes. You know, Mary's had to we've all had to make a lot of changes. Yeah. And so I'm not saying I'm a perfect person. My God, I'm not. But I intentionally get up every day and make an effort not to hurt somebody. I treat people the way I want to be treated. And I love people the best to my ability. And I try not to lie. Of course, I tell a few little ones. But for the most part, I don't ever, and that's what being an abuse survivor is that when you have gone through the worst of the worst, the people saying and degrading, you don't ever want anyone ever, even an enemy, to feel that pain that you felt. So you go out of your way to be too nice or over nice or let things slide because you don't want to upset or hurt somebody. But
that's where it becomes in. That is where that comes into where that people pleasing. And I did that people pleasing for the longest time. And you did too, because you told me before, you're like, well, if I can't beat him, let's join him and let me try to think about ways to like make sure if he's going to do this, I got to do this. Or you try. I get it. I fully get it. And that's that people pleasing. And that's part of it.
And that's where the peace is gone. Peace is gone. Yeah. Because when that is going through your head all day long, or you're thinking to myself, okay, I haven't received a text from this person in about 3 hours. I've texted twice now. I've gotten no response. So what does that mean? Are they mad?
Am I doing wrong?
Am I going to get the silent treatment? Am I, you know, I'm playing all these scenarios in my head so that I can figure out how I have to act to be around that person. It's called walking on eggshells. But if you've never been told that, that's what it is. My husband, I don't walk on eggshells. I'm who I am. I need to fart.
And that's the way you need to be in a relationship. When Mary started when Mary started seeing this person, just the difference in her messages on IG, just the difference in, the way she looks. And then when they were married, I said, oh my God, I've never seen her look so happy. It was just this peace that was over her. And it came across, and you can see it in her now. So,
and let me say one other thing about the plastic surgery thing, because I made a comment about Darcy and Stacey yesterday. And for the record, I don't know them. I don't really have an opinion one way or the other than the fact that I think that they're extremely insecure.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of stuff that's happened to them that maybe people don't know about, that they haven't brought to the surface. I also think that this show causes people to do these things, because I myself, everybody knows I got a butt. I did.
It looked cute.
I don't even know if I wanted it, but I did it. I was, I look like a cookie sheet most of my life, so I'm not going to complain that I have one now, but it was hell getting it. I'll never do it again. I would never, ever even tell people to do it. It was one of the worst experiences of my life as far as plastic surgery goes.
Yeah, because the one that Jasmine has looks lopsided. Look, Jasmine's looks lopsided.
That's a doctor butt. You don't want that. But I didn't go to that extreme. But what I'm saying is, I have done the plastic surgery. I have done all these things. And at the core of why I did them was because I wasn't happy with me. And I thought if I did the facelift, or I did a nose job, or if I, got a little filler, I felt good for about 5 or 6 hours, maybe. I was feeling good about myself. I liked the way I looked. Didn't change anything. And, people get in her comments, Darcy and Stacey's, and they destroy them.
I used to do that, and I stopped because because his body dysmorphia.
And all it does is make them worse.
Yeah, and I stopped. More. I just had to stop, because I'm looking at the comments, and I'm looking at them, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, okay, you go through all of this cosmetic surgery, but yet you're still putting on all of these filters. You feel insecure within yourself. And then when one sister does, the other sister does. I mean, I understand you're twins. And what you said yesterday about her daughters, you're absolutely right. It shows she is a good parent.
She loves her children.
She loves those girls. Their kids. And and when I saw people putting in her comments about her daughters and stuff, I was like, oh, that's going too far for me. Because these young ladies are smart. They don't want their parents to do what their parent, but they're going to do it.
Yeah.
So, when people start talking about somebody's kids, I'm like, that's a no-no. So I don't even, only thing I say sometimes is like, OMG. I just can't believe it when I see it. Like when it's on Mary Pantses or on 90 Day, whatever, I'll say, OMG, it just gets worse.
It gets worse. And, the sad part is, I think Darcy now, it's one of the muscles in her eyes been damaged. So one of her eyes, because everybody's like, why do you do the same pose? Because she's always turned like this. And I think it's because I heard, it's obviously, I don't know, but one of her eyes, when you do a lot of surgeries like that, one of the side effects is you can damage the muscle, and then the eye will drift. It's like a lazy eye. And so, I think don't beat them up for this. Like, it's that to me. Like, if it makes them truly happy, do it. Do I think it's making them happy? No, I don't. I don't think.
And I want to say that too, because I was the one that brought it up. I'm not ever saying that just because she's getting her outside fixed doesn't. I'm not saying that. If it's really something that go for it. If it makes you happy, absolutely. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, like you said earlier, it's mostly it could be self-esteem, and that can mostly be internal work, not necessarily outside. So that's what I'm saying. But if it makes you happy, go for it. I mean, I'm not judging.
Focus on the inside. Nobody focuses on the internal work because you don't see it until it's in your face. And Lord knows I want some counseling. but the problem is I have a hard time with counselors because I already know my problem.
Yes.
You know, I have a problem.
So,
Which might be
yes,
my problem.
I'm just going to say, I'm still trying to figure out how do we come back from this with TLC? And with the fact that she just posted and she's making fun of the DV accusations, she's not taking it seriously. So that means that the network is what? Oh, you're crack elf. Oh, so if
I don't know
I'm
if she's
sorry,
not
Mary,
taking
go
it
ahead.
seriously or not. I feel like, if she could very well be taking it seriously, and she could be putting on this facade of like,
I agree with you.
this is so ugly, let me just laugh about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I would do because nothing has come to her as far as allegations or a police report right now in this moment. She's not being accused of anything from Michael in a public, in a police report kind of way. He's not filed charges against her.
Way,
so the only thing that she can do is she can laugh about it because she doesn't know what the hell else to do.
Yeah.
And she could just be like, deny if it is true. I don't know. Obviously I don't know anything. But
you know what? That could be it too. Maybe she's laughing about it or trying to throw people off. But the whole thing is you recognize to her, that's just the way she is. She's upfront, she's abrasive. That's the way she sees it. She's upfront, she's abrasive. She doesn't get an F how anybody else feels about what she's doing, as long as you're hearing her and she's getting her point across.
Yes.
And no, you don't do that to people because you wouldn't like when people step in your face. Michael was telling her in one scene, stop that, get your hands out my face, get your hands. And she just came across the table like,
you
don't do that.
And that's abuse. Because when you've been that person in that role for so long, you're playing the role. It works. It's worked for her this whole time. Like she said, she got plenty money. She's made
it's like somebody who is, let's say that their hygiene is not so great. You're used to smelling yourself, but when you get around other people, they smell you. It's a whole different reaction.
Yes,
because it's just disgusting. Yeah. So you don't see what everybody else sees. Yeah. And then your friends that are not really your friends, because they're not telling you need to chill the fuck out.
You know what those friends are? They're called flying monkeys. And they fly around, okay? They fly around tooting the narcs,
yes,
building them up, being there for them. Oh, no, queen, fix your crown. You're perfect. You didn't do anything wrong. That ain't your friend. That's not your friend.
And you're right. But Grass Toucher, you said something in your comment here. It says, I think she cares a lot about what people think, and her behavior is a defense mechanism. You pretty much summed up what I think. Yeah, I think what I think. You summed it up. Like, I really think she does care. She just doesn't know how to put that in a healthy manner, and her anger is at the forefront. That's what we're seeing. That's my personal opinion.
I'm going to compare Angela. I'm going to give you a little story. She probably not going to like this, but I had a Chihuahua, okay? His name was Stimpy, but we called him Stinky because his breath was so god darn bad.
Sorry.
He could not smell like rancid dead animals all the time. It was awful. I had about 10 of his teeth pulled. Anyway, breath didn't matter with his breath. It was terrible. Well, I let my neighbor watch him one time because we went out of town. Well, Stimpy's not, he's a Chihuahua. They ain't the nicest always anyway. But when he was backed into the corner because she was trying to get him outside, he was terrified because my neighbor was a little bit of a large woman and very large to Stimpy. And he didn't want to go. So he got in the corner and he started growling at him and snapping and being so nasty and vicious. Now he's small. She could have punt kicked him right across the room if she wanted to. But he was making himself so big. She ended up having to fart on him to get him out of the house. True story. True story. But I'm just saying, you got to do what you got to do sometime. But that made me think all I could see was Stinky in the corner.
Oh my gosh.
Terrified.
Oh, that's funny.
I got lots. My life has not been very.
I'm sorry, guys. Oh my God, wait a minute. Y'all got jokes in the chat. Cyber Hotline says, Heidi, are you a famous celebrity blogger? No, you see, I can have conversations with people and I don't have to go online and go, well, I talked to this one and I'm really good friends with that. When I do this, when I do that, I don't have to do that because I made a simple request of Cynthia this morning. I commented on some of her stuff that she's posted. Mary, I sent her a message. I said, do you want to come up on panel? And Mary says, she told me way back, whenever you want me to come up, just ask me. I don't take advantage of people that I talk to. I've never been like that. I don't have to throw their names around and say, oh, this is who I know. No,
because you're real. You're real. You're being a real person. You're not fake.
I don't have to do that. And I every once in a while, if I don't see, like today, I hadn't seen Mary post anything for a while, and I thought about it, and I said, how are you? I haven't seen you post anything.
Yeah, all you did was just say, hey, I haven't heard from you, and I'm like, I'm here.
Yeah, and she did, but I just don't, and
I don't look at myself as a celebrity. And that's the thing that Mary doesn't either. Most people that don't have big egos, we don't walk around saying, oh, queens, get your crown. I don't do that because I don't need to. I don't care.
So this is my friend right here, Articulate. And I don't know if you guys might know Articulate, but I'm not going to say who she is. I've been talking to her for a while, and we go back and forth. And just like her, if I haven't seen her post anything, she'll send me a message, or I'll send her a message. And if she has something, she'll send me a message. But always know that the people you talk to that you don't see, they're normally posting a lot. Mm-hmm. And when you don't see these posts, you're like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
So. And that's just me. That's the way I am. And people can say, oh my God, they say all kind of crazy things. I don't care because I know who I am.
That's right. I don't care. Talk about me. I've had more stuff said about me in the past year than I have in my entire life. I mean,
just like Kelly said. Kelly said they had him believing that he had a child that he didn't have. I was laughing so hard.
They had me believing it. I was in there looking at that picture and then looking at Kelly and looking at the picture and looking at Kelly. And I'm like, are you sure? Because Dr. knows. Like, I mean, we were totally doing this. Like, I'm not even lying. And that's the thing is, that was the one thing I will say is anything you read about me, you're always welcome to ask me, but I don't steal. I don't do bad things. It's not my thing. And the stuff that is being said about Kelly, me, Darcy, any of these people.
Yep.
It does hurt. I'm not going to lie.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
I learned a long time ago not to read it. Unfortunately, I've had to read because I had gotten back in the eye for a little while and I had to read the stuff. But, when I read it, it didn't make me feel good. It made me feel horrible. And I was just very, very grateful that people saw through that and they saw who I really was. And they said, you know what? I'm going to make my own decision about this, not what In Touch says, or which is also needs to be called out. I'm sorry.
They need to be, because the things they said about Mary when that trial was going on, and all I saw in Mary was a compassionate friend who wanted to be there. I didn't see anything else. And after that, I sent her a message. I said, are you okay? And she says, it's been hard, but I'm good. And that's it. I didn't ask her for details. I just wanted to make sure she was okay, because I know she's hearing everything that's being said about her.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they drag you. You know this. They drag you. The minute that I popped on screen, it was, oh my gosh, she looks old. Oh my God, does she know what she's wearing? What do these people think? They are on national TV. I'm a human, man. Like, I can't shop at freaking Macy's every day or as gold or a Saks. I can't do that. I wore what I wanted because I thought that I looked good in it. If you don't, that's fine.
You were there because at one time or another, you guys were friends. No matter what was going on, you had a history. And I understood why you were there. When the camera popped, I said, oh my God, she's there. And the only thing I said was, oh my God, she's there. And it just said, this is a friend. No matter what you've been through together, she's going to be there to let you know. It's not saying, oh, I support domestic violence, because that's not what you were saying.
No.
That's not what I was saying at
what they
all.
were saying. Yeah, that's what everybody was saying. I'm like, that's not what that's saying. She's
That's
there
silly.
because she's
That's
a friend
silly.
and to be
In
supported.
a minute, I want to call out something else about these
Yes.
bloggers, because me and Kiki and Kibitz had tried to do it in Mary Pants a couple of times, because back then, I'm going to say I spoke on the phone with somebody from In Touch who will remain nameless. But back then I gave my side of the story because I had to give something, because you have to
Mhm.
say something.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just sit back and do nothing. And so I would correct things that I knew were facts that were not facts that they were going to print, because there's like, well, this is a story we're going to print if you don't say something. So you're kind of actually put into a bad situation,
Yes.
because if you don't give your side of it, you're screwed.
They're going to make up shit.
Give your side
You're
of
making
it.
up. Yep.
Yep.
That's what they do. They
Yep.
are
And then so
bought.
I had to go live during that trial, and I'll say this, and that's all I'm going to say about it. I had to go live for a split second because people were like, "Oh my gosh," and like saying all these things, and I had
Yeah,
to
because
set
you
the
were
story
attacking the witness.
immediately because
Yep.
people make up all these crazy stories.
But
Yeah,
let
they
me
said
tell you
that she was
something.
attacking the witness, and I'm like, what? And she did pop on
No,
IG Live for a minute, and I was like, why would she attack the witness? But that's what the story was being put
I
out.
remember saying it.
Yeah.
But let
never
me
happened.
tell y'all something that I've learned about these bloggers, okay, and In Touch and some of these other people. They steer the story and the narrative just like our media does,
Yep.
the way they want it. So when I told In Touch my side of the story, they put a blurb in there about what I said. But because they're owned by some of these talent managers that are
Mhm.
under these people, they're not allowed to say anything bad about those talents. So like Angela, some of these people, if they're under management of certain people, In Touch is basically paid by them or bought by them. So they're in together in cahoots with this. So, okay, well, you can say this about my client, but you can't say this. And you got to emphasize this. So whenever
wasn't that blurb
stole $30,000, and that was like, which really bothered me, that was going around everywhere, because I don't steal. So that hit me hard.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the things I told them. I didn't steal the money. I didn't
No,
steal
you didn't.
anything. They put what I said, that I didn't take anything, but in the same paragraph above, they highlighted Cynthia stole $30,000.
Yep.
That was what I was about to ask you. I was like, did they not put the blurb on like kind of smaller? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, the
Headline.
whole write up,
But
and
the
then at
headline,
the bottom.
it's
Yeah.
still killing me. It's all one-sided. And that's not fair. It's not fair in our
Nope.
media on TV. It's not fair in media on here. Tell the damn truth. If you're going to
That's
take
what
one
I said.
person down, take them both down.
But if you tell the truth, I don't have an issue with it. Don't
Tell the truth.
switch it and flip it to meet your narrative.
Right?
And you guys were talking about talent managers, right?
Yeah.
So Articulate is a talent. She's a talent manager.
I know her. Yeah.
You know, okay. So she is one of the reasons, and she's been over the years, she'll tell me, try to keep your page clean, try to do this, don't do this. And
to manage.
Yeah.
That is their job. Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to her and everything, and I've been friends with her for quite some time. And I listen to what she tells me, and she's been really, really kind to me. And she just says, stay away from this or stay away from that. And I've because I used to post some crazy shit sometimes. Oh my God, I used to post some
We
crazy
all
stuff.
do. I used to too.
So I stopped. I had to stop that because she is a really, and she sees something. She goes, okay, have you heard about this? And I'm like, she goes, okay, don't speak on that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, not yet. Don't say anything. I'm like, okay, I don't say anything. But you have some people
I don't
that
either.
don't.
I don't want to be involved. I tell
Yeah.
everybody comes to me, listen, I'm talking about this because it's a topic that I care about, the abuse that's
Yes,
going
me
on.
too.
And that's the only reason I'm talking about
Yeah.
it. I don't want to talk about nothing else, but I do want to talk about this because it is rampant in our society. It's rampant on TV.
Yeah.
It's rampant in bloggers. It's comments.
It's abuse.
If I came here for the comments one more time, like we
Yeah.
go, I do it. We all go there for the comments. But my reason for going for the comments
Yeah,
is
there she
usually
goes.
for the
But let me
fun.
tell you, she never told me not to touch it. She just advised me on.
Yeah.
She never told me not to speak on anything about this. I'm just saying she's always said to me, try to keep your page clean, try to do this. Because if you ever want to interview someone, if they start looking at what you're doing, they may not want to come on because of the stuff that's being, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there's going to be times when you're just going to go to F off. And, people need to understand that everybody's human. So I don't try to hide that from anybody. So that's just me. But anyway, I'm glad that we're here. And I'm glad that we really, and the fact, wait a minute. Oh, somebody sent me something. Okay. But I with Angela, and I know we've been live for 2 hours, so we're gonna.
I know I gotta go. I got work to
we're
do.
gonna get off of here.
I've been
But
working on
yeah, but we did. We still never came to the thing where how do we as viewers, what do we do? What do we need to do to get her or to get TLC or Sharp Entertainment and not petitioning? Because that did work with baby girl Lisa.
Don't work. You know what you got to do? I'm gonna tell you what you got to do. You got to stop watching. You got to stop commenting. You got to unfollow. That's the only way. It is the only way. Because the only way, like everybody's complaining about the government. My God, you hear that all the damn time. Oh, we got to do something. What you gonna do? Until you guess what the only thing you can do, stop paying taxes. Don't pay no taxes, but you got to do it all in one go, because if you only a few people do it, they're going down. So it's the same thing. Everybody has to do it. You have to commit and say, I don't want to see this anymore. If Angela's on there, I'm not watching it.
See,
and
that's it.
Boycott it. That's what you do. That's
Cynthia, you 100%, and I fully back that up, because when I first come onto the scene, overnight I had tons of followers, right? But it was all these negative things, and I finally went on live and I said, "What are you doing? What are you doing? If you don't like me, go on somewhere."
Yep, you did.
You look silly. And I have said this before, and I will say it again. You look ridiculous and you look silly when you follow someone you don't like. What are you doing accepting that into your life? And that's what I said earlier. I have purged people. I don't have all the kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. What are you doing that you are allowing that into your own space in your own life? Yep. You are creating drama and allowing that into your own life when you should be the most important person in your story, and you are allowing negativity into your life. Exactly. That's not healthy. That's not healthy.
And that's why
how do you combat that? Let it go. Let it go. Unfollow it. Let it go.
Yep. That's why I always say, why would I want to watch somebody? We're not going to name the famous blogger that wants to drag my name through the mud when I don't give a shit what you have to say about me, because you don't know me except for what I showed you when you and I panel. But I've always stood by my beliefs. I've never backed off what I had to say. And your opinion on me don't mean shit to me, because I know me.
Do you?
Right. If I don't respect you, I'm definitely not going to respect your opinion.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's the way I've always been. I'm going to say what I have to say, and then I'm going to move on. I'm not going to keep going, because I don't give a shit about you.
Well,
that's
and
just the way I
another
am.
thing is, like, it's just like watching the news. I told Mary, it occurred to me the other day, I don't really watch TV much anymore. I've gotten to the point that I listen to self-help, or I listen to things that are positive, because except for true crime, okay. That's my only guilty pleasure right now. But
you're going to have to come into my true crime, girl, because I just go, sometimes the judges and the police just don't do the job that I can do.
Don't do it. Anyway, and I'm learning so much, because people kill people in ways you never thought. I'm like, I better watch out, like for my daughter and stuff. Like, there's some they capture adults. I mean, this stuff happens.
If I'm going to commit a murder, if I'm going to commit an M, I'm going to get that hazmat suit that the military issues out.
Listen, I ain't committing murder because I want to go to heaven.
I remember when I saw my son. He was going into buildings in DC for the anthrax thing, and I saw him, and they were like, "How do you?" I said, "I know where." So I called him. I said, "Hey, can I get that suit?" He was like, "Bye, Ma." Hung up on me.
No,
but
it's a special person to kill somebody. It's not me. If I was going to do that, I'd have done it many, many years ago.
Well, that's true. But if it comes to me or that person, but I'm going out with. Look, I'm not going down without a fight. But if I get the best of you, that's it. So, but I want to say, you ladies have did me a great favor by coming up here today, expressing yourselves, just being yourselves and not putting on any kind of, I can't say this. I mean, you've been straightforward and honest. And that's one thing I've always liked about Mary. Now, Cynthia, the same with you.
Now
I see what you're posting. I've seen that you've actually did a couple of lives when you had to defend yourself. And I'm like, to me, you didn't have to do that, but the things that were being posted was just horrible. So I understood that.
And when you talk about theft, it's like, I don't even want to talk about the stuff, but when that's out there, and the sad part is, it's like with Kelly, there's still people that think certain things about him, that he moved here with no job and lived off everybody. I'm like,
and that's not true.
Tired, and that's the thing. It's like, if you're quiet about it, sometimes people that don't know you see that as soon as they Google you. That's the first thing that pops up.
The first thing they see.
I don't want people to think that about me, because that's not who I am.
Nope.
My side wasn't ever out there. Nobody knows.
I know. I understand.
Like Mary. So when your side's shut down and you can't, all you can do is defend and say, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. And then hope that people believe you, and take you for being honest.
But you know what? People are going to believe what they want to believe anyway.
Right.
So that's why my whole thing is, I'm going to address it. Yeah. And once I address it, I'm done with it.
We're done.
Now, and unless you come up with something new, I'm not going to keep going through the BS. So I'm going to address it. Now, sometimes I might take you to task and just cut you all the way down the sides. And I've done that a few times. But I will not sit there and let lies keep being spoken on my name. So other than that, I don't respect you. I have nothing for you. I'm just going to make you look stupid every chance I get. And that's, absolutely. I can be petty at times, I can be petty.
We can all be petty. Petty can be fun sometimes. But I do want to say, before we get off here, I do want to say this. I want to tell people, like the ones that are in these comments, I just want to say thank you. You've got some really good viewers here, because every comment has been so kind and so just well said. And I'm seeing that so many people feel the exact same way we do. And, and I'm glad that this topic is getting out there more and more. And I'm glad that you're speaking on it, Heidi. And I'm glad that your followers are actually listening and agreeing with what is happening. And, and I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do for work. So I started my line, Maxi Milan, which somebody commented about this. It's not actually.
I saw that. That is gorgeous. And they did comment on it.
Yeah, I make, this is actually I've been making pregnancy gowns for like photos and showers and things like that. So I do a little bit of everything. So you can always follow me at the Cynthia Decker on Instagram, so that you can, if you're interested in getting one, because I know somebody was, you can follow me there, and I would love to answer any questions. I do a lot of stuff. I paint. I mean, it's funny when you're taken out of your element. I did bra fit for over, since I was 18 years old, and I'm going to be.
I had a bra fit online with Molly when I think it was the first or second season you guys were there. I had one online, and the fit was just great. Yep. And I said I was going to do another one. Then all this other stuff happened. So now I just go and get them. I go get fitted at Victoria's Secrets. And
no, ma'am. You got my cell number now.
I got your phone number, so I'm calling you.
We need to be breasties. Okay.
Girl, breast friends. Look, you see what I'm carrying up here, okay?
Oh my goodness.
So,
text me, Vicky. See, she don't need.
Oh, look at this, and that's the truth. I haven't watched Pillow Talk seriously. I think first I was watching when the brothers were doing it, and then you came on, and that's what made me go back and watch the Ed and Liz when you did the Pillow Talk, because I had stopped watching the show when you were talking about her throwing the ring, and I had to go back and watch that. I kept fast forwarding, but I really enjoyed you on Pillow Talk. I love Veronica. Really do love Veronica. I
enjoyed doing it. I really did. I love doing it. And so, until it got to the point that they started feeding you lines, like Mary was talking about, then it's not fun.
No, it's not. You got to be yourself. But you remember when Pillow Talk first started, it was like random people were sitting on the sofa watching, and then they were commenting, and then they grabbed the cast, and I was like, oh God, I want to get on that. I want to get on that, because, and then when they started, and I thought that was a good idea, because you guys can look at each other and see what's going on. But again, you guys have been great, and you've given me your time and come in, talk, appreciates it. These guys, I mean, and these are the chatters that I see. Some new people came in, and I'm really appreciative that you're here.
And I see some I know, so it's good. I mean, it's great. Sassy was on here. Something I can't remember the rest. I'm terrible with names, people.
So you said Cree was related to you. Cree.
No, maybe not. There might be.
Okay, because Cree has been following me for quite some time.
No, then that ain't the same Cree. We got a Cree in common.
Okay, so we have a Cree in common. But
my daughter-in-law, who's having my first grandbaby's name is Cree.
Congratulations. So Mary, what's going on with you, ma'am? Do you want to tell us what's going on with you before you leave?
I mean, I don't have a ton going on other than, I think you guys know I got married. Everybody knows I got married. I did relocate. So I haven't really announced it, but I live in New Orleans now.
I was just home, Mary. I was just home.
Yeah, really? You live in
I was at my sister's house on General de Gaulle. Yes, I'm from New Orleans. I was just home when the ice storm was there.
I want to go. I've never been.
Yes.
Never been.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Mary, if you would have told me you relocated, I would have. I went down. I was there for a week.
Yes,
I had to go down, and my sister is over off of General de Gaulle.
Okay.
So I was home, and then they were prepping for Mardi Gras, because I was going to come home for Mardi Gras. But yes, I'm from New Orleans. I was born and raised then we moved to La Place. So yes, I am from Louisiana. That's that green-eyed monster.
Well, now I know somebody in New Orleans. I can come see you, Mary.
You can come anytime. I have an extra room for you.
Mary, I'm coming back. I got to go back again. So I will definitely let you know ahead of time when I'm coming. So, but my sister's there, my dad's there, all my cousins, my aunts, my mom and them live in Houston.
Michael. Go find Michael.
You know what? I was gonna call my sister and tell her, can you go to the Nigerian community to see, can you find Michael? But
I said I wanted to put up a big sign that said "Free Michael."
See, I love
Free
Articulate.
Michael, free
Thank you,
Michael.
Articulate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But no, I was just home when the ice storm was there. I was
Well,
just
I've been
there.
here almost a year, not quite a year, but almost a year.
Oh my
And
God.
yeah,
Did
so
you enjoy Mardi Gras this year? Did you go to Mardi
I
Gras?
did. Well, I had a little cold. So I had a cold and I was kind of like just, tired. So I don't live too far because you know how New Orleans is. It's not
Yes.
very big. I don't live far from one of the parade routes. So I walked 2 blocks to the parade route, watched the parade, and then didn't stay long because I was tired, and then walked back home. But I really did enjoy it. It was a great season. I can't wait for next year so that I can enjoy it more.
I'm gonna have my sister invite you to the governor's ball. So my sister
Oh.
rides with Zulu.
I would love that.
My brother-in-law is a tramp, so I would go home every year for the ball, then go back to Houston, come back the weekend of, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday for Fat Tuesday. So my sister rides with Zulu. She rides on the governor's float, and the ball they just did this year was gorgeous. She sent me the pictures. I was so mad because I was supposed to be there, but I would definitely make sure my sister invites you.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yes,
They have
I would
so
do
many
that.
things.
And then my cousin rides with Endymion. So yes.
I had a friend that went to the Endymion ball and I was so jealous. So jealous. But speaking of friends, I don't have a ton down here yet because it's hard as an adult to make friends when you're older.
Isn't that the truth?
It's
I
so
mean,
hard.
It's not like you go to school and you're with all the same age group. I mean, where do you meet friends?
Exactly.
They are loving that top. I love the pants. I love not the pants. I love the top, but I would love to have some tan pants. You see, that model, that whatever you call it. I would love to have those pants just like that, straight leg, because you can't find straight leg like Lucy used to wear, like the pin pants. You know what I mean? You can't find those anymore. They always got a little flare on them. I don't want a flare.
I'm working on a wrap dress right now that's coming out. And then I had, I'm doing a pink. I have it in pink as well. So,
my goodness.
And then this is the white gown and then I did the yellow. So it's dark down here. I'm in the dungeon.
That's okay. But Mary Pete, I was telling Mary, I have her paintings. I'm looking at her right now. She has sent a painting for myself and my old co-host, and my old co-host didn't come get it, didn't want. So I have both of them, and I love them. She sent me one that was mounted, and then I had to get the other one mounted. So I do love those paintings. I really, really do. So you guys are talented. You sew, she paints. You guys are talented.
Why? Because we went through a lot of abuse, and a lot of times when you are through something like that, creativity is your escape.
Exactly. You nailed it. I 100% started painting after that. That's what happened.
And
I'm going to share.
I started painting again, and I've been doing dog portraits and you name it, I paint it. Other than humans, I haven't done that yet. But I do a lot of animal paintings. But it was therapy for me. It was therapy.
Okay, I just shared Mary's. Let me get Cynthia's IG. I'm going to share Cynthia's IG, guys, and then we're going to get out of here. And I know you have so many things, so maybe we can come back and do this again, Cynthia and Mary.
To, Heidi. I didn't know you and Mary do this. I would love to. I love that.
I
didn't even know that you and Mary. I didn't know you and Mary knew each other. I really didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I haven't met her. I just knew of her. And to be honest, I knew of her from what I'd read because I didn't watch their season. And so I knew it was messy.
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind, I was like, there's two sides here. Two sides.
Oh, when I saw Mary really, well, I watched the show, of course, and when I saw her, she was on Dom Natty's one night. I'm like, I really like her. I really like her. And I did.
You now that I've met her.
Yeah.
See?
I'll be your friend, Mary. We don't have friends, so we can be friends.
We
Yeah.
need to do
Most
that.
of my friends are Instagram. Some of the
But I
best
know what?
are Instagram.
I know what? When I come home, Mary, I'm going to let you know ahead of time when I'm coming to make
Okay.
sure your schedule's clear and we can hang out and I can
You
share.
better.
Well, you've been there, but you know, we don't want to go to these commercial things. I like hanging in the French Quarter on the side streets at the really good restaurants. And when I went home, I went to Cafe Du Monde to get a beignet. And the line was so long, I just went to the mall and got one. So, you know, I do love it. You know, so I will let you know when I'm coming home. My sister that was in the chat earlier, she's in New Orleans. And so she's the one that
Tell her
said,
to hit me up.
I will definitely. I'm gonna give her your IG, and I'm gonna tell her to contact you on IG. But my sister
Absolutely.
and I, she's straight up. She is just like I am. She's gonna say what she has to say, and that's it. But I'm gonna say thank you, ladies, and
Thank you.
Cynthia. It was again. Thank you, thank you, thank you,
No,
Mary.
thanks for including me. I
Thank
love
you,
to
thank you,
talk,
thank
especially on
you.
subjects I really am passionate about. So
Well, when we get passionate about things, we can talk about it. But don't forget, I do true crime. So you might like them. You look, you like
I'm
you,
gonna follow.
might
I'm
like
on
my
the
true crime now. And if you have a true crime story that you're following, let me know and I'll take a look at it and we can break it down.
All right, that sounds good. It's a deal.
So, ladies, everybody's saying thank you. Look at this. They're telling you thank you, thank
So
you, thank you,
sweet.
thank you, thank you.
Thank you,
But-
thank you for all the comments.
Okay,
Oh, and
and
guess
see-
what? You know how to lose weight? I'm gonna tell some people before we get off because everybody's like,
Okay.
how do you lose weight? How do you look better? Let me tell you something. When you're in toxic lifestyle of any kind, you don't realize how much cortisol you built.
That is the key.
It is around
Right here in your stomach, your
and
upper
I
belly.
could never get rid of it. My stomach's flat as a board now, and it ain't from working out. I'm gonna tell you, it's not. So
you got rid of the stress.
Yep.
Stress, toxic environments, anything that makes you feel like you can't be yourself and relax. You stay in that fight or flight, which is what builds cortisol. So if you're in those relationships, get out and you'll see changes in your life big time.
Okay.
Yep. You're
You
right.
guys
She's
hear that,
100%
right? Or you can eat Maria's cooking, who she doesn't cook, and you'll probably either die from throwing up too much, or you just won't eat for the rest of your life.
I like to eat too. I'm not lying. I love to eat. So anyway.
Oh my God. You guys, thank you guys. They're saying this has been a great live. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We had so
I am
much
glad
fun.
that we had this talk. So I'm telling you, ladies, we have to get together again.
Yep.
Let's just see how
Thank
things
you.
flow. And I would love to have you ladies back on again, even if it's just to discuss a show that you're watching. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be drama filled. We can just have some laughs and have some fun.
I think that's a great idea.
I love it.
Maybe some of your viewers can tell us what a subject they want to hear or what they want to hear, and then we can talk.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I would love that.
I think
so you guys think about it. Let me know. I'll pitch it by Mary and I'll pitch it by Cynthia and C, and we can get together and do this.
I think it's fun.
All right,
ladies. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Ladies. I want to say thank you. Bye so much. Oh my God. Thank you, Mary. Oh my God, they were so great. Thank you guys for being here and hanging with us. I really, really, really appreciate that. And it's been a great stream. I've really enjoyed this. I really have. So have a good night. Have a good day. I'm going to go check out some other streams. I need to do some work because I'm back at work tomorrow. I just want to say thank each and every one of you for being here and hanging with me and putting up through me with all this craziness. So it was needed. Oh my God. Thank you guys. Damn it, Mandy. Tonight. Oh, thank you. You're proud of me. Oh my God. Thank you. So tonight, I know Maria was supposed to be going live. I don't know what time she's going live. I know Angel Gotti is going to be going live tonight. Danielle just went live not too long ago. Oh, you have an idea. Y'all have to let me know. And up there with your Thank you. So again, I have I'd never, like I said, I would be in Cynthia's and loving little comments, but I've talked to Mary for quite some time now. And but the fact that this woman gave me not just a number, but her personal number meant the world to me, that she trusted me with that information. So I just want to say thank you guys for being, quit your day job and oh my God. If I got paid enough to do it, I would. Okay. If I got paid enough to do this on a full-time basis, I would. And what I feel bad about is when I had so much time before, when I would go live all the time, I had certain subjects, certain titles I would do. Tuesdays was cut to the chase. This day was this. I'm trying to get back, and I'm trying to find interesting things to go over. But this Angela situation and Michael's situation was, this is something that really touched me, especially when it comes to abuse and violence and everything else. So thank you. And thank you all for being here and being respectful in the chat. Yes. Okay. In order for me to quit my job, you guys gonna need to, I need to keep up this, this badass lifestyle I have with working and doing nothing else. But anyway, wait a minute. Can you drop their links? I did. Hold on. Let me drop them again. Let me get Cynthia's. She's on IG. Hold on. This is it. Oh, hold on. This is Cynthia's link right there. Okay. Now, and then I'm going to give you Mary's link. Hold on a second. Let me get Mary. Mary is not under Mary. Okay. She's not under Mary. So let me get Mary's link. She told me to give it to you guys. Hold on a second. Damn it. I just lost my girl. Okay. So this is Mary's link. I put at Blue Moon. So at Blue Mellow, it's spelled kind of different, but let me get it. She put it in the back chat for me. Let me get it to you guys. So this is Mary. This is Mary. And I really want to say thank you guys. I saw a couple of people were asking her about, Jeffrey. And when she's ready and when she's able to, trust me, she'll talk about it. But for right now, that's not something she wants to discuss. And I have to respect her for that. And thank you. I'm really getting out of here now. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. And I think this time we need to go out fucking winning, guys, because we are winning. We've got truth and honesty on our side. So let's go out winning. There we go.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for it.